Good evening, or should I say good morning? I guess I could say good morning. For some of you, it's still Thursday night, right? Hey everyone, thanks for popping in. Nothing formal tonight. Wasn't feeling well all day. So really, I've been laying down since, I don't know, 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, something like that. But the stomach has settled down, and yeah, I slept. So now, of course, I'm wide awake. So I thought I'd just do the live thing for a little bit. How's everybody doing tonight? What's going on? Okay, so yes, I know that our little friend was live, and I popped in to monitor that, but it was just the same talk, nothing new, and it just gets to a point where you get bored of it, you know? So I'm working on a few different things. The shift will be made to other topics and other real crime drama or crime news, that kind of thing. Yeah, you know, in the meantime, if we find another nut job, I can showcase a little bit and get to know. I'll pop her on, or him. And yeah, and this has got nothing to do with a certain she was on with someone last night. Our little friend was on with someone last night, and they're talking just a lot of funny nonsense. But the truth is, you know, I've done this before. I've covered her and I streamed her, and then after a couple of weeks, it's like, yeah, I'm bored. It's the same stuff. And I realize that, and sometimes I will. I'm not going to rule it out completely. I will. You know, anything outrageous comes along, I'll be sure to pop that on there. But to cover every day, it's like, especially when it's the same old, same. I mean, you could take that video today, and you know, I could say, yeah, this was last week, and you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. So, anything outrageous or, you know, extra special, sure, we'll take a look at it for sure. And it's just for that. It's just the boredom of it. There's more interesting things in life. It served a purpose, and it will. You know, should she run for office or something like that? Yeah. Where I feel people need to know who she is, absolutely will. I'll be honest. I don't want her representing Texas at all, anywhere. So there's just so much of that where it just gets. Yeah, again, I think whatever. Our friend Bam, he called me earlier, like, she's on. I'm like, yeah, is it the same old stuff? He goes, yep. I'm like, yeah. I'll enjoy my lunch. What's everybody doing tonight? Anybody working? Is anybody working tonight? Lubbock in the house. Hey, Lubbock. Linda Cruz from Lubbock. So I was watching this. I'm not talking about anything in particular tonight. You can bring up, if you guys got something or question or whatever, we'll bring it up just for a little while. I was watching this Chris Watts murder documentary on Netflix again. It's like the third time I watch it. And the more I watch it, the more it's like it's unreal. How can somebody I mean, two adults, one adult killing another adult, even though I don't understand it, but it's like we're so accustomed to it. It's like, yeah, well, whatever. But how can you kill two little babies, two little girls, two little kids, man, beautiful little girls? I don't understand. It doesn't compute in my head. Hey, everyone. Should I do a little bit of a roll call? Sure, why not? Kim. Naya from LA. Hey, Marisa, Lori, Nicole, and Chris. Karen Rose. China Doll. Jeannie. Shanae. Hey, Kelly, Christy, Marilu, Nancy. Buongiorno, Nancy. Buongiorno. I got nutcase from my other tablet. Uh-oh. Karen. Queen Feline. Hey, Isabel. Kimmy. Let's see. Kelly. I already said Kimmy. Rosie. Eilish. Hey, Christy's in the house. Nothing on Melissa Lucio yet. The one update that there is, and this is 100% fact, is that little baby Mariah still doesn't have a headstone. Last I heard, it was in the processing stages or in the mix, and a design was submitted, and I want to say that was a month ago, maybe more, and I just got confirmation the other day that there's still nothing there. If you guys don't know who Baby Mariah is, it's a case of Melissa Lucio. I believe the documentary is still on Hulu, or you can rent it on Prime, I think. It's called The State of Texas versus Melissa. And, well, let me tell you what a mess that was. That's first Hispanic woman to be put on death row in Texas. And her date was coming up. I forget what it was now. I want to say it was April 27th, something like that. And then just a few days before, I believe it was a week before, they issued a stay of execution, and they sent the case back to the DA here in Cameron County, Texas. And the DA in Brownsville, they got the Cameron County, is reviewing it. They want more evidence submitted. She was definitely wronged on her trial. She was accused of killing her 2-year-old child by physical abuse. And but I don't believe that happened. I think the evidence clearly shows that was not the case. The interrogation was all messed up. She was railroaded into that confession, and after so many hours of interrogation, they really beat her down. You should watch that documentary. Not to, open up a whole can of worms, but it's still a pending case right now. It's back at the DA. And a DA here in Brownsville, Texas, Cameron County, who really wants to prosecute her, and he wants to try her again as a capital case. And he says he fully intends to seek the death penalty again. Meanwhile, her team has yet to submit everything they have. There was a lot of testimony, a lot of evidence that was not allowed in. Not because the judge didn't allow it, but her own attorney didn't bother to bring it forward for whatever reason that is. And dude is not a popular guy, her attorney. It's a big family down here in Texas, South Texas. No, Maria, it's on Hulu. If you want to rent it on Prime, you can probably rent it from a few places other than Prime, but I'm pretty sure it's still on Hulu. Yeah, there's a lot of interview. I interviewed the filmmaker of that documentary. She was on with me. And then one of the investigators who was in the documentary also who was hired to investigate the case, she was on also. Her name is Lynn Marie Garcia. She's up here in the comments sometimes. She's a fan. She watches the show, and she's become a friend. And she's an author. She's got a bunch of books written on crime stories. So some of the things I got coming up in the future are from her real life stories going on right now, or that just recently happened. So yeah, maybe I'll touch on Melissa Lucio again, but definitely doesn't deserve the death penalty at all, for sure. Nothing matches. They keep saying abuse, and they show the body and bruising, and I mean, it looks bad, right? But that's not what happened. It's not what happened. And yeah, maybe we'll get into that again in the next day or so. Wouldn't mind revisiting that. And hey, everyone, let's see who else is checking in. I think I saw RGV Bobby. Buddy, how you doing? How are things? I don't want to tell you who RGV Bobby is just yet, but it's got to do with the Melissa Lucio case. Hey, everyone, Jillian. Hey, Facebook user. I wonder if her and Dre would get together and smoke that. I don't know. I was also looking into that Dre, the Molly and Katie Joy situation. I was trying to get more information on that case about Vaughn, but there is so much out there. There is so much fighting and pages going after each other, and then there's another couple of pages that are kind of exposing things and exposing one side, trying to expose the other, and it's just a mess. I don't want to get in the middle of that. I know it seems like KJ is really messed up, and I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and judge any of that because I don't know the whole story. I was on with KJ a while ago. It was kind of a last minute thing. And she asked me for my opinion on things, and I gave her my opinion on stuff. And then I've had Molly a couple times, and I was on with her a couple times, and still getting to know that situation. Some people don't like Molly. I like her. She's loud. She can be loud, obnoxious, but it's a personality, right? I love that. And some things that are said about her too, and I don't believe those. I shouldn't believe them. I just don't know. But from when I've spoken to her, I don't get any kind of anything negative other than she is trying to help the family. And does all this seem to have gone from trying to help the family to, people pulling away their donations and pulling away their funding. And it's like, dang, man, what the heck is going on? Ultimately, it's supposed to be all about Vaughn, and it was not even necessarily about exposing Dre necessarily. There's I have opinions, and from what I've seen, I don't know about that K that she takes, but there's a video where she takes a spoonful. Have you seen that? A spoonful of that powder, takes it, gulps some water, and then she takes another spoonful. And I'm like, pretty sure you're not supposed to do that. Everything I've read from K is used lightly in your diet or as a tea maybe, but not like spoonfuls at a time. And I don't know if that contributed to Vaughn's illness and his ultimately slipping into a coma. I have no idea. And nobody's talking at all. Like I said before, the real people that know aren't talking. And everybody that doesn't know is talking. So I want to be careful where I get my information from before just putting it out there. But it's sad, I hope we can pull out of it. I know I heard, which I think has been confirmed, that he's off the respirator. But I don't know if he still has the trach still in. And I know that his mom went to visit the other day. He opened an eye or somewhat reacted to her, but then I get a whole other party that says, well, that's just involuntary reaction. He's been doing that throughout the last few weeks. Linda Cruz, good night. Good night, everyone. Thank you for everyone joining me. Just a few more minutes up here. I was going to have my buddy Abel Vela, who's going to come on with me, but he's making a pizza right now. Yeah, 12:30. I think he just put it in the oven at about 12:30. And, but you know what? His kids are out of school, and he's spending time with the kids and let them enjoy late night and pizza at midnight. That's a family man. That's what you're supposed to do. And that's awesome. I'm okay with that. And so Abel's a good guy making pizza. I said, hey, if you're done, come on later if you want to. Be here for a little bit. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff there. I'm not sure. Pills, going to Mexico to get medication or pills or whatever. I don't know if that's real or true or not. It's been said a lot. Someone on Molly's panel said they take the K also. They lost so much weight because of not wanting to eat, because it basically takes the high away. Kind of explains why Dre lost so much weight. Yeah, it's a lot of weight loss. I mean, I'm not a fan of that very, very, very thin, I call it. That doesn't look healthy, that look. What is it? With a few extra pounds or a little extra on you, whatever. I'm lucky like that. I can recognize like the beauty and like a lot of things, right? But that's one that doesn't look healthy. I'm not a fan of that. And their own self-image is what the problem is. Abel's in the house. What up, Abel? How's that pizza? Kelly Smallwood, have a great night. Thank you for popping in for a few minutes. No main topic right now. Just wanted to come online and talk to you guys for a little while. I wanted to come on earlier. I wanted to stream her. We know who, the VT Chronicles. But honestly, it's boring. It's the same old over and over again. And if that's good for her, that's fine. I don't care. And nobody can talk about whatever they want to. But like I said, I could take that video and show it now and tell you that was from last week, and you wouldn't know the difference. And, whatever. That's okay for her. Sometimes, things happen in life where it's time to move along to other. And this has happened before with her. Like I said, I've covered her before. After a couple of weeks, I got bored and I quit covering her for a couple of weeks. And but certain things happen, so we'll see. Yeah. So one of the things I wanted to talk about the Chris Watts murdering his wife and his two kids because he had a lover he wanted to run away with, and just the psychology of it. I mean, this whole thing about splitting up with your spouse. Any of you guys? Well, let me see. Let me not ask that personal question. But if you guys are no longer together with your spouse or whatever, I mean, there's a lot of things that have happened in my life that I don't think, man, I want to kill that dude. I want to murder him and get him out of, make him disappear. That's never happened. That thought has never been in my head. I mean, if somebody's trying to kill me, well, different stories, and I'm going to defend myself to whatever it takes. But, how do you go from they seem like a great family. I know they're having some issues because she kind of refers to a problem in a text message with her friends or her family. But it's like, how do you? I don't understand how somebody decides they're gonna murder their own children, little girls, these beautiful little girls. That's man. They keep showing their picture and their video today on that documentary, and I was like, man. Just twisted. I don't get it. That's something, and I'll never understand. You know, who was that lady years ago who said she felt she was told by God to kill her kids, to sacrifice them, to kill them, and they drowned in a car or something? I don't remember her name. But yeah, I know I don't get it. I don't understand. Hey there, Facebook user. I got a couple of Facebook users. Don't forget, if you come in from the group, there's a link at the top that says StreamYard. You got to click on that and let StreamYard give StreamYard permission to show your username. Otherwise, it just shows as Facebook user. So don't forget to do that. They're making a new movie about the demon house. Oh, see that I'm interested in. Okay, so back to this Chris Watts thing. There's a documentary this guy did. He's a ghost hunter, paranormal, and he takes he does these recordings. What do you call it? A spirit box? You know, sounds like a radio. It's real loud, but then you hear voices pop out. And he goes to the house, the Chris Watts house, and man, you can hear little kids laughing. You can hear her name, his wife's name. She gets called out. It's real creepy. It's sad. And then there's another documentary. Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. Body cam footage. And they claim you can see the little girl on the steps sitting there looking down, you know. And you can see an image of somebody in the mirror. But there's nobody standing outside the mirror. But you can see an image from the mirror as the camera's walking by, as the guy with the body cam is walking by. You can hear little girls like laughter, giggling when they're upstairs in the bedroom area. And all that's captured. It's like, whoa. That's fascinating to me. Yeah, he killed them. I don't know if he strangled them and then put them in these oil tanks, oil containers, and I don't understand. It doesn't compute. But somebody like that, you know, I am a death penalty person. I do agree with it. But I think it's made for certain people, certain cases. And the case has to be airtight, 100% perfect. You know what I mean? There can't be any question. There can't be any doubt. It's got to be perfect, airtight. Then I am okay with it. And I think there are certain people that don't need to be on this planet. You know, wasting resources, and this is one of them. It's just very sad. Oh, is she still alive right now? She's still alive right now? Yeah. It's all the same stuff, though. Is she at home or is she in a car? No, she was in a car. She was at home. I'm sorry. She was at home, right? Yeah. Earlier today, she was in a car with the same. Yeah, Laura. Dude, and he was always standing around. The police are around. He's always standing around like this, which, you know, they say was a pretty defensive posture. And then he's rocking back and forth. And I mean, apparently all the telltale signs are there. And what I didn't get into a little more was if his lover, if she was aware, was she participating in all this, or did she know what was going to happen? I hope she didn't. But her name comes out in one of the EVP recordings also, for some reason, and that's spooky. Hey, Denise, Aaron, Denise, Salceda, Michelle, Miss Rebecca, Zoe. Hey, Nadia. So that's just one of the things I wanted to. Bam and I are going to touch on that a little bit later. Just one of the many, many things that are out there. Do you hear the baby here in San Antonio that the dad killed him at a staged kidnapping? But no, maybe something about that rings a bell. Yeah, I don't know. A crime of passion, I can understand if you're in the heat of battle or something's going on. I understand that. People can get taken over by rage. If you see your kid being hurt or a spouse being hurt or a family member or you're in the street helping somebody, I get it. But why not just get a divorce, man? Why not just hop in a car and say, I'm out of here? Why you got to kill people? Wiped out a whole family. I just don't get it. Hey, Manny, Saturday. Yes, Chris Watts. Hey, one more time. If you guys are Facebook user comes up on your profile name, that means you guys came in from my group, Manny Behind the Mic group. So on the top of that page, there's a link. It'll say StreamYard. Click here. And go ahead and click there. It just gives StreamYard permission to show your name. Otherwise, you just show up as Facebook user. Grandma, how are you? Lynette. Getting a stutter. Lynette. Gael, FM is my uncle. Hate. Martha Martinez, Aaron Simpson, Parker. One day at a time. So that, and there's some other stuff. There are people on death row. This is a problem. There are people on death row that are innocent that shouldn't be on death row. And it's like, I don't know. I mean, I love my state of Texas. I really do. But it just seems like they're a little bit too quick to pull the trigger. I mean, when they execute and they set you up for capital punishment, they want to see it through, and that's it, And that's bothersome a little bit. I mean, if the punishment fits the crime, I'm okay with it. Can't do it quick enough. Just too much red tape. Certain things should happen quickly, and other things shouldn't. I don't know if that makes any sense. Hey, Yellowstone, Lara, Trish. Hey, June. Oh my goodness. Let me take a look. So, oh my goodness. I don't know, this whole thing keeps coming up of, who's on live just to make money and this and that, and banking off a certain person and this and that. And, I think the way I'm going to handle my things, because I'm not doing this to become a millionaire. I'm far from it. You need a crap ton of subscribers, a lot of videos every day. A lot of subscribers, 100,000 or more. And can you make a living from it? Yeah, sure you can. As of right now, I'm not making a living from it. I just want to cover my expenses. my streaming fees, maybe my internet, and I'd be okay to shut off monetizing after that. So, you guys always sending me, well, not always, but some of you send me a Cash App, and I appreciate it. Yep. Lunch here and there, breakfast here and there, coffee or whatever. That's awesome, and that's appreciated. But there are other things that I do, and I'm not trying to bank on anybody in particular. But it's there, and it's legal, and it's not backhanded. And so what? Is it for the subscribers and the popularity of my page? Sure, and there's nothing wrong with that. Again, we keep talking about this. Some people want to. Some people want to. I don't know. Turn into something. Oh man, he's making money on that. Oh, that's horrible. I'm like, why is that horrible? If I do want to spend time here, sometimes hours a day, 3 hours at a time, sometimes 4 hours. We did that one. I was trying to do the 7 hour to follow her on her 7 hour. She did that long 7.5 hour show. But I got bored. Me and Bam, we just skipped through it. We skimmed through a lot of it and ended up being like a 5 hour, 5.5 hours, something like that. But although sometimes it's interesting, then it started getting boring. And I don't want to bore anybody, including myself. So yeah, sometimes I do want to cover certain expenses, and if I get certain expenses covered, I don't have to come out of my pocket. Right now, I'm working self-employed. I don't have a 9-to-5 right now. There are reasons for that, health and stuff in the family. So I've had to be home. So this monetization and the Cash App stuff that comes along, it helps. It goes a long way. It does. It's just peace of mind to cover certain things I don't have to worry about, which are, the show. It's not a necessity, right? It's entertainment. Everybody else always pointing a finger. Well, you need to cut your streaming services. You don't need HBO. You don't need Prime, or it's like, yeah, maybe. But no, I appreciate that. I know I don't have to explain it, but I like to be as transparent as possible. I'm not looking to scam. I've been labeled a scammer in the last couple of days. That's ridiculous. I'm not looking to scam anyone. I forget to put the Cash App. A lot of times, I don't even put it up there. Bam's like, hey, you got to put your Cash App up. And so it's not like I'm here just for that. So that's not what that is. Anyway. So, yeah. This will go in a different direction. I want I need to get back in touch with. There was a case, and which is still going on in California, where a family who is vegan, they were accused of malnutrition and child abuse because they had their infant. She just had a baby, and somebody in the family was accusing them of being abusing their child by not giving them the nutrition they need because they're vegan. So CPS came and took the little child, the baby away. The baby's name is Journey. And I need to get an update on that because they had been going to court. They're trying to put this family, they're trying to put the mom and dad in jail, like for 20 years or something like that. And it's really ridiculous. And so I'll be back in touch with them. I do want to have her back on the show, give us an update. It's been a few months since they told their story of baby Journey. And there's some evil things going on there too with a family member. I won't give it all away right now, but the accusations are ridiculous. And And the fact that they want to be put in jail, it's like, what? Something doesn't sound right, but that's really what it was. And I've got that initial interview is on my page as well if you want to dig for that a little bit. So yeah, I'll see if I can get them on this week to have an update. That was heartbreaking too, because they did nothing wrong. They were making the kid was healthy, and then it was a health issue, but it's not because of the vegan thing. So, and we'll get back to that as well. Yep, like I was saying, Melissa Lucio. I think I'll hit up the Melissa Lucio thing again in the next couple of days. For some of you who are just new with me in the last few weeks, I covered that for a long time over the beginning of the year. And, I'll give you guys some homework. If you haven't seen it, okay, Shanae, thank you so much. There you go. If you haven't seen the documentary, look at, it's on Hulu if you have it. If not, do what everybody else does. Just sign up for the free trial, watch it. It's called The State of Texas versus Melissa. I mean, watch it. I mean, really watch it, like, intently. When I first saw the documentary, I didn't finish watching it. The second time, I watched only a chunk in the middle. I watched it a third time. I only caught, I was never able to sit and watch the whole thing. I thought it was an old case, and, it had already come and gone. And one day, let me watch this again. I gotta sit and watch this. And I found out this is active right now. And the filmmaker Sabrina Van Tassel, she was here with me, and I asked her about the documentary, and it was a good interview. It was really good. And so you got to pay attention to the movie. It's there's testimony in there. Some testimony was left out, and that was for a reason. She told me why. But yeah, you know what? Maybe we'll revisit that. Check out The State of Texas versus Melissa Lucio. Or I think it's just Melissa. It's on Hulu. And actually, I do a streaming of the movie. It's on my page. I think I called it a reaction video. So if you want to watch it that way, you can as well. And the other thing I want to discuss is I've been asked, I want to talk to him again. There have been many comments about John Allen. Some people who don't know John Allen, and I know he doesn't consider himself a hero, but that day he saved a lot of people from dying. This was at a Walmart. A gentleman who saw somebody walk in with an AK-47. So he went in there. This is a military veteran, not afraid of firearms. He was packing himself, but he was able to talk the guy down from just starting to shoot everybody at the Walmart. And he got the guy to put his AK down, and he was talking to him for a while until police were there, and they were trying to assess the situation, and before police closed on to try to resolve the situation. But he was able to calm the guy down, put the AK down, not shoot anybody. He didn't fire a single shot, and neither did John Allen. He didn't have to fire his weapon either. When he could have just whipped it out and, put the guy out. But he didn't. And, police eventually wanted to put an end to the situation, and the guy didn't want to go, he wasn't ready. So he raised his weapon at the police, and they had to take him out. And he did not survive. So I know that our little friend is trying to paint him as a stalker and all this, as a creeper. Not even remotely true. So we'll have John back on in later in the week to discuss what happened again that day at Walmart. Don't want to talk about the VT connection there because it's I don't know. We'll see what he wants to talk about. But people know, dude's a hero. He is a hero. I don't care what anybody says. He didn't fire a shot. He didn't have to. ideally that's what you want to happen. He didn't kill anyone. And so you can look it up. John Allen, South Texas Walmart, or I think it was Weslaco Walmart, to see that story. And good guy. He put his experience to use, and he was able to defuse the situation. And I don't know what happened after the police arrived, but anyway, he saved a lot of people. So in the comments, people who don't know, who are just coming from her page saying, oh, he's a stalker, he should be put in jail. And I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about. Yes, there are people who still blindly will support someone without knowing any facts or any of the backstory at all. And they just believe, like, I don't know. They drink the Kool-Aid and it's over. Yeah, I can't do that. I don't think anyone normal does that. Hey, El Canalito, let's see. Shanae, I agree. And he was a good negotiator, LeBlue. Very good. He did. Anybody, a lot of people wouldn't even want to go in there and, try to talk him down or follow him or try to diffuse. They might, run away from the situation, understandably. But no, he saw it from the parking lot. He saw the guy walk in with the AK. And he went in there right behind him and diffused before the guy even got a shot off. So, heck, say whatever you want about the guy, but say the truth. And he's not a stalker. He's not any of that. He just doesn't want. There's certain lies that this person is putting out there that, basically we don't want her to represent Texas. Period. I asked further, what are your thoughts on Katie's change of heart on the Mcrae case? Yeah, I don't know enough about that. By change of heart, do you mean now all of a sudden she's kind of backing away, non-supportive? See, I don't even know that whole. There's so many videos coming out and putting her in a bad light, and maybe they're right. I'm not saying they're wrong. Katie is a KJ or Katie. Her page is called Without a Crystal Ball. That's her page, Without a Crystal Ball. And she's getting a lot of hate and a lot of fighting between her and Molly over the Dre case and over what Katie really stands for, and that's just a big old mess. So I don't know. Maybe I'll touch on that a little bit too. I just don't want to get in the middle of it. I just hope Dre comes out of it. That video that Vanessa, when she invited Dre over, that's on my page. I streamed it live that night. That went viral. It's almost at 250,000 views. That shows a lot. It really shows a lot of who Vanessa is. Dre also, you get a taste of her right there. And then later in the video, you see people get to know the real Vanessa. And it's a sad display. It's a very sad display. So that video went viral, is viral right now on YouTube. I'm sorry, on Facebook. I have it on YouTube also, but it's going viral on Facebook. And for any interested parties, I'm not monetized on Facebook. So, have that. And I'm okay with that for now. I'm okay with that. So initially, so Facebook is not allowing me to monetize because I thought it was, because I used to have this, it's a physician. I call him a doctor. He's a PA. Miguel Escobar. Doesn't believe in the vaccine, doesn't believe in masking. It doesn't work. And I would have a lot of discussions on that. And that was a hot topic back then. So I used to put out a lot of, anti-vaxxing information or memes and even news and masks don't work, and this kind of mask and that kind of mask, and they don't really work. They're not effective. And so for a while I got restricted with that. And then I found out, I'm restricted. They're not going to let me monetize, whatever. And then I did a stream a few months ago. There was a active shooter on a Greyhound bus in Georgia somewhere. So I went live. I picked up the stream on YouTube and I streamed it live. But it was a very short broadcast. I don't even know that it was 30 or 40 minutes long. Couldn't see anything. The camera footage was horrible. They were showing the traffic back up, but they weren't showing the bus itself. That's why I ended the feed. It was just nothing good. So next thing you know, 2 months later, roughly, I'm in Facebook jail. I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I got put in jail for 30 days. And that TV station sent claimed copyright on that video. So I responded, to defend myself. Say I claim fair use. I'm just showing it, trying to show some news. I'm not monetizing on it. And I said, can I claim fair use? And the attorneys wrote me back and they said, well, you could claim fair use in court, but the fact is that we're registered with the Library of Congress. And I was like, oh. So I told Facebook, I'm like, okay, take the video off, whatever, delete the video. So the video was deleted, but they kept the restriction on, and they didn't even tell me how long I was in jail for. I went on day after day, week after week, not being able to respond. I mean, I couldn't messenger even. Couldn't do anything. That's why I started that group, the Manny Behind the Mic group. And somehow I was able to go live and talk there and respond and that kind of thing. So now that video is gone. The restriction is over. So I thought, but I'm still restricted from being monetized because of that video. So I'm I asked for an appeal, for a review, what I've been doing since, and I haven't heard back. Facebook works at its own pace. So we'll see what happens with that. Yeah, it's I call it a pandemic. I worked in the airline industry while this was going on, while it was just starting. And it got to a point where the company that I worked for a regional carrier. So we handled United and American and Delta, but on the regional side. So the smaller jets that, go to the small cities into the big hub cities. And they wanted us to wear masks even outside while we're doing the work. And I was like, what? No. It's hot and you're huffing and puffing as it is doing the work, and it just got so ridiculous. And having the masks on in the airplane, and they kept saying, super spreader events. Oh, no sports because everybody will get sick. And the airplane, everybody will get sick and you'll infect hundreds of people. There was never a mass super spreader event that happened on any aircraft, on any flight. It just never happened. And then the same thing with stadiums, sports, baseball, football, whatever, basketball, indoor. Never happened. Nobody got sick. No hundreds of people, thousands of people contracted the virus. No, never happened. And I don't think it would happen on an airplane either. I honestly don't. Yeah. Abel sending me a message. Yeah, I'll be on for a little bit. Come on if you want to join. Talking a little bit of everything. So if you can hear me, buddy, yeah, definitely come on. Oh, I saw somebody. I work for Aaron. You work for AA? Yeah, I worked for SkyWest. So we handled American and United was the big one. Delta also and Alaska Air as well. And separated with the company about almost exactly a year ago. I'm not in that business anymore. I was on the road too long, way too long. I was on the road for 3 weeks at a time, 3.5 weeks. Sometimes I'd come home just to spend a day and a half, which was stupid. Like, why not keep me where I am a few more days and let me come home for 5 or 7 days? So it got to be way too much. Aaron, yeah, I was on the TDY team. I was one of the TDY team members. And that's why I was traveling all around. And we'd go to different airports, regional airports, and help, staffing shortage or training new guys and that kind of thing. And I was just on the road too long, and it got a couple of years of being on the road 2 or 3 weeks at a time and not being home. Things at home were being, I just needed to be home. And if I wanted extra time off, we were supposed to request it, but it was like pulling teeth. Yeah, I'd like to be home for 10 days, if that's all right. And but anyway, that's beside the point. The point was that I was dealing with the pandemic then also, and having to wear a mask, traveling everywhere, and as an airline worker, as a passenger, you had to put on your mask from the minute you walk into the airport until the minute you land on the other end and leave the building. And sometimes that could be a 12-hour day, And it was just not a good thing. So I'm hoping this thing goes away. Now with the monkey virus, whatever that is, they're trying to. It's I'm not a fan of all that. I don't believe in it. The basic things: wash your hands, stay away from people who are coughing and sneezing. Yes, don't rub your eyes, that kind of thing. You'll be all right. I think the pandemic, that virus, maybe it did expose a lot of illness that people had, a lot of deficiencies with their immune system, and older people, that for sure got affected and caused a lot of death. But I think it just exposed a lot of illness that people didn't know they had, perhaps, That's what I think. And but yeah, I never, man, it was such a horrible time with the masking at all the airports and everything. And anyway, so that happened, the pandemic. And I think I had COVID. It might have just been, they called it an upper respiratory infection. But I was working in upstate New York, Plattsburgh, New York. Yeah, I was coughing so hard. I was driving, just got out of work, driving back to the hotel. Coughed so hard, pulled a muscle or something in my rib cage, and that's so painful. That's when I decided to go to the doctor. Went to urgent care. It's like, yeah, you have a upper respiratory infection. Gave the usual stuff, prednisone, the Z-Pack. He told me to get Mucinex, and it was gone in a couple days. And prednisone and Z-Pack is that's how they were treating a lot of people who came down with COVID. At least those two. And so I don't know if I had it or not. There was not a test for it at that time. This was way early on. This was it January of 19, I think, something like that. And it was bad. I had fever, it was bad. And being away from home, it sucked, you know. But I got over it while I was there, and never got sick since. You know, traveling with passengers on airplanes, that would be on an airplane all day, you know, 2 or 3 times a week, twice a week at the very least. At different airports, you know, all the majors and all the smaller regional airports, and I never picked up anything from anybody. So I don't know. I know they're trying to scare people with all this, and then all the other variants. Yeah, I see that variants coming out, and it's like, ugh, really, you gonna keep doing this to us? It was a huge hallelujah when the FAA said, "Okay, we're lifting the mask mandate at the airport." So I'm not sure where it stands right now. Is the mask mandate back on, Aaron, at the airport? Or are they kind of holding off? So I don't know what's happening with that. I miss traveling, sure I do, but I was too busy to ever travel, you know, for leisure. You know, part of if you work for an airline, depending on how you work for an airline, part of the benefits are flight benefits. You get to fly for free. They don't like you to announce it that way, but you fly for free. You know, you and your family can fly for free as a standby. If there's too much work, we can't stand by. We don't have enough time to travel. As a standby, it takes time for us to get to places sometimes, depending on the route. Some are easy and some are more difficult. But I used it over my almost about 10 years that I worked in the business. I used it, yes, I see the comment. Been to Chicago many times to catch a pizza, catch a game, eat pizza, and leave the next morning. Done that many times, and I'm grateful for that. That's one of the benefits from it that I did enjoy. So all the hard work and the pain in the butt work or whatever, for me, it was worth it because I got to travel to Chicago. It's my hometown. And catch the Cubs game. And just, you know, I would go down. I take the train, the blue line, go right down. You can catch a train right inside the airport, take it right downtown. Set my backpack. I'd walk downtown for like 4 hours. That's all I would do. Eat a couple times. Yeah. I love the city. It's disappointing what's happening to the city with the mayor. Mayor Beetlejuice Lightfoot. Not a fan of hers. Not in the least. At first I was. When she first got elected, you know, Ian Bam can tell you this too. There was like, oh man, maybe, you know, she'll do some good. I don't care that she was a woman, you know, I don't care that she was openly gay, none of that stuff. That doesn't matter to me. Yeah, maybe she'll do something good to make some changes, but boy, were we wrong. Boy, were we wrong. Horrible. The shootings that happen every week. I know people are mad at the mass shootings that happen. Well, what about Chicago? We got mass shootings every week. Every week. People dying every week. You know, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 people shot over the weekend. A lot. In fact, it's so boring. It's so much of that now it's like, oh yeah, they don't even cover it anymore. In Chicago they do, but outside of Chicago it doesn't even get covered anymore. That's bad. I mean, I don't think it's, well, and that's only in the south side, southwest side. There's a lot of it's a drug turf, you know, that kind of thing, the gangs, and there is random crime, but I don't think it's as bad as New York yet. I hope it doesn't get as bad as New York. There's some nasty random crime. But that's what you're going to get if you defund the police and you cut back on the things that the police department needs to do their job. You know, you can call 911 and you could be live. You can have a police officer at your door in a few minutes. If it was a shooting or a murder or a stabbing or something, it'd be a few minutes. But now you're talking, 20 minutes, 30 minutes before somebody gets out there. I'm like, what's up with that? Who thought that was a good idea? Who thought that was a good idea? I don't understand. Hey, everyone else just joining us. Hey, Billy. Eliana, hey. Glad you could make it on this 1:30 in the morning right now. Para 710, call 911 at work. I was kept on answering. Oh, I know. And they always joke about that. You call 911 or, yeah, can you hold on, please? But that's the reality. That's what's happening. I don't get it. I don't understand. There is a certain group that is trying to infiltrate, and I don't know what the ultimate, what they're looking to do, but the purpose of defunding, police departments and defending criminals and releasing criminals. It's like they're doing the opposite thing at the same time. They want less police and let these people out of jail. And I get it. Some like marijuana offenses, you arrest him because he's got a joint in his, right here, hooked on his ear, and he's got another one in his pocket, or he's smoking one. That's why arrest him. Give him a ticket or a fine, and no need to put somebody in jail for that. I think that's ridiculous already. Whether you agree with marijuana, legalizing it or not, we're way beyond. It shouldn't be criminalized, is what I'm saying. That's just my opinion. People shouldn't be going to jail for years because they had a little bit of marijuana on them. Yeah, you live on Facebook? Yes, I'm live. Right now, it's both YouTube and Facebook. Hey, Sylvia. All right, good night. It's almost midnight here in Cali. Sleepy. All right, have a great night. It's because we have a society that disagrees about everything besides... Oops, I was reading a comment. It's because we have a society that disagrees about everything besides always have to be right. Someone always has to be right. Politically, I lean a certain way. I know people get triggered by that. I don't care which way you lean or which way you are. I respect all opinions here, and I'm not going to block you because you're opposite of me. I consider myself more of a conservative than a Republican. I never vote straight Republican. I think that's stupid to vote straight anything. I wish there was a party of common sense. I wish there was a party of common sense. Maybe there is. I haven't looked into it. But yeah, I lean a certain way, and that's just what I am. Not everybody has to agree. You don't have to come here and agree with me on everything. I've had this discussion before. I used to have someone on, and we agreed on everything. Even Bam. Bam's a good guy, and we agree on a lot of the same things. And I tell him, we need to add another person every once in a while to mix it up a little bit, because it's kind of boring when the two dudes agree on everything for the most part. It's like we need to mix it up a little bit. So, problem is nobody wants to come live. Some people only want to talk and not be seen. I mean, I understand. But nobody wants to come on and give their opinion for fear of retaliation, whether it's from work or friends or family or something like that. I don't know. Maybe this is becoming a get to know Manny session right now. But I've got stances on a lot of things. Religion, yeah, abortion. I've got my stance on that. But, the reason I don't like to bring up, I don't want to get into it, is because some people just get triggered and they can't have a discussion. And then they start with the name calling, and then they just, well, I'm not going to watch you anymore because they're whatever thing. Okay, but we're just talking, I'm not going to block you because, you're pro-abortion. And that's not even anti-abortion. It's just there's a certain time limit when they should be done if they're going to be done, I believe. And more than that, I believe, protect yourself. If you're a dude, it's your responsibility to have a rubber, man. And the ladies, make sure they have a rubber and make sure that, you gotta, or just don't do it. Wait till you get married. That's the ultimate right way to do it. But, I know life is life and things happen and fine. I get that. I'm part of life too. I was. So I'm not going to pretend that I'm not holier than thou. That's for sure. But just, what? It's a responsibility that everybody's got to take together. That's not just, that's a whole other freaking conversation. Hey, Mila, Annabella, hi there. JB, Bolivia, Nikki Owens, hi there. Everyone else joining, I skipped your name. I'm sorry. Leave me alone. I love that screen name. Yeah, if everybody agreed on everything all the time, everybody would be wearing, a Cubs jersey and. Okay, I know not everybody wants to wear a Cubs jersey, but if everybody wore the same color blue, it'd be a boring life. So you got to have, and not just that, you have to let your kids. Part of their growing up is they need to know how to negotiate. They need to know how to interact. They need when during the pandemic, when they shut schools down, kids were at home and kids suffered a lot. Why? Well, they have no exchange, no negotiating with other kids and dealing with emotions and things that happen. There's no interaction, and they're home all the time. I know that some of the parents, if there was a parent home all the time that could be there, I'm sure you're okay. You're glad your kid was home with you all day, but it's really not. It's not good for a child. They need how to get out there in the public, and you can't. I know you want to protect them, but you can't shield them from everything. Because at some point they're going to grow up and they need to learn how to deal with people. They need to learn how to deal with somebody who's angry, with somebody who's crying, with somebody who's sad. You have to, teach them to be sympathetic. The way people are. There's some people that are bad. Some people are criminals. Unfortunately, there's some evil people, even at a very young age. And you have to teach them how to deal with that. They just have to know. They need interaction of all kinds. So don't keep them in a bubble. Growing up, I had my mom and my sister, my older sister. I only have one sister. And my mom was always the one, be careful with your wallet. Put your money like this and wear rubber. Do you have rubbers? Go buy condoms. Always like that. And my sister was always the one, do you do your homework? Stay in school. Be sure you do the assignment. Where are you going to go to college? That was all that. I had both sides like that. And I'm thankful for both. I'm glad my mom was the one with the street smarts. Watch out for that kind of person and watch out for this guy. And, she taught me all that. At the same time, luckily I grew up in, Chicago on the north side where we had a lot of it was a melting pot. Every nationality on the planet, and I feel lucky for that. I never ever experienced racism. Never. Might there have been something? I can't remember. No, I haven't. The only time I have is on the internet when you go to get into a discussion in a chat over a news story, and I would defend. Yeah, we have a border problem. We freaking do have a border problem, and we do. I live here on it. I could take a walk with you and in 10 minutes be at the checkpoint at the bottom of the international bridge. I'm within a few minutes of 3 international bridges. So we're here. Border Patrol is driving around everywhere all the time. The helicopters are flying around all the time. We know what it's like here. There is a problem at the border. So I get into a discussion. People don't know, oh, you freaking racist. You're a racist. I'm like, oh, yeah? Well, I'm Mexican-American. What do you think about that? And that was always funny. Yeah, I'm brown, so, I love my country. I think you should love your country first. It's the greatest country on the planet. I don't care what anybody says. Everyone wants to be here. Everyone wants to come here. They want to sneak in here. They want to be here. Yeah, we're not perfect. We got a lot of imperfections and a lot of things going on. But still, it's the best planet, the best country in the planet. You can't deny that. You can nitpick little things and, we've got problems here. Yeah, every country has problems. But why do so many people want to come to our country? You don't see people running to Afghanistan or running to India. I mean, even country, I think I want to visit, Sweden up there. I love a lot of that territory. It's beautiful. I mean, you don't see thousands and millions of people a year running to break into there either. Just here. And that says something. This is the land of opportunity. It is. Anyone can come here and open a business. I don't care what color you are, what country you come from. Everyone can come here and open a business and have their own little thing going. My mom became a U.S. citizen. I think it was in the 80s when she got her citizenship. And she was from Mexico. She was so proud. I mean, she was virtually denounced. What's the word? Renounced. Her country, her birth country. I mean, she loved it, but she was like, I'm an American now. She always had a flag, a U.S. flag, and she loved this country so much. To a point where she felt like she was born here. And that was awesome. That was nice. And she was very patriotic. So that always stuck with me. And so for those of you who don't know, from Chicago, born and raised, and hence the Cub gear. Big fan. It's in my DNA. I was born that way. I think I went to the first Cubs game when I was 4 or 6, something like that. My dad took me there. And anyway, born in north side of Chicago, a multiracial neighborhood, which was the Lakeview neighborhood, Belmont and Clark. It was a street called Fletcher. And it was right next door, around the corner from a neighborhood called Boys Town, which was, the LGBTQ neighborhood. And back then it was just gay. And so my mom taught me, well, I think, everybody's the same. Don't judge anybody. Don't worry about that. They just want to live their life. They don't want to be criticized. That's all they want. And back then, that's how it was. Me and Bam have had this discussion before. We just wanted to, yeah, okay, yeah, it's knowing that I'm gay, but just leave me alone. I want to be left alone, but just recognize me as gay. But so what? Just leave me alone. And that's the way it was. But now it's become such a whole different thing. I don't know. It's rubbing in your face, and I don't know. It's just become something different. Anyway, I learned at a very young age, people are people, and everyone is different. And that's the great thing about this planet. And so I had all colors and everything. We had gay tenants, and I worked with gay people, and Black and Puerto Rican and Spanish, Cuban and Indian, and we had natives, and I mean, you name it. It was everything. It was never only white people or never only brown people. And I'm glad for that. I'm lucky to have experienced that. I think that's what made me partly who I am today. Is that I don't see color. I don't like to inject race into anything unless I see it. But I don't believe that. Racism exists everywhere. I don't believe in CRT. Not at all. When people say there's institutional racism, maybe, here and there, and maybe. But as a general rule, I don't think that's what it is. I don't believe in affirmative action. Never have. When I learned what it was, not a fan of affirmative action. That's why I'm not a fan of Biden's appointee of his press secretary and the justice that he selected. It's going to be a woman. It's going to be a Black woman. But why not just somebody who's qualified? That's my thing. Just somebody who's qualified. I don't care what color they are. They're green with 3 eyes. I don't care. As long as they're qualified. Let me see what you guys are saying here. We never talk about politics. Yeah, families, for the most part, Mexican families down here in Texas, it was a very blue Democrat. And I don't. Everybody's got their own opinion or why they're like that, but. Like I said, I consider myself more conservative than I do Republican. For a while, the person I was eyeballing to be VP or president was Tulsi Gabbard. That's a Democrat. She's not Republican. Big fan of hers. The problem is that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden were selected. Nothing else was going to happen except Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. Nobody had a chance. It was designed that way. So I hope Tulsi Gabbard comes back into something. She's real good. Nikki Haley too. Can't give her CRT? Really? I don't believe in CRT. I don't think that's good. I don't think that your race is more important than anything else. Just my opinion. Did you buy a lottery ticket? Well, I bought some before it got to $1 billion, and now it's $1 billion. So, yeah, you think if you buy a lot of them, you might have a chance at something. So the guy from why can't I think of who's the guy that runs, the owner of it's that company? He bought 50,000 tickets for each employee, one number for each employee of his. What's the company? Not Jimmy John's. It's dang it, I can't think of the company. Can't think of it. I could look it up, I suppose. Guy bought a lot. He's got 50,000 employees, he bought a lottery ticket for each one of them to represent each. That's it. Raising Cane's. Thank you. He bought 50,000 lottery tickets. So you think your odds would be a little better if you buy 50,000 lottery tickets. And then you win anything. So what does that tell you? So don't worry about spending, $10 or $20 or $100. It's not really going to improve your chances once you got money. This big money. You're not gonna. It doesn't mean you're gonna win. Now there's an interesting movie on. Oh damn it! Geez, I forget the names of these movies. The dude from Breaking Bad did a movie where he's a retired guy and he decides to make it a business. He made a corporation to buy lottery tickets. Every month he got investors in, just regular people, treated them as investors, gave them stock, depending on how much money they contributed, 5,000, 10,000, whatever. And they would buy lottery tickets every month or at certain for certain I don't know, maybe I'm a little tired. They would buy some lottery tickets and they would win. And they started, I think it is Paramount. You're right, Ileana. Thank you. And they turned it into a business and they would buy and I think they won over $14 million over the few months that they did this thing. And now then, that's it. Thank you so much. Jerry and Marge Go Large. Interesting movie, and it's a true story. They helped improve that little town that they live in. The businesses were shutting down, the economy was bad, and by doing this, people pooled their money together and they bought large amounts of tickets. They were buying thousands of dollars. He started off buying, $1,000 or $2,500 and $5,000. Then it turned into he was buying $15,000 worth of tickets or whatever. And they turned it into a business, and they were making money, and they would win, and then just divide the money equally. Not equally, but depending on how much everybody put in, obviously. So, I mean, it can happen, but I don't think it makes a difference whether you spend a couple dollars or $20 or $100. Save your money, especially right now. Save your money. Put some gas in your car. It'll help you out better in the long run. I think if it's in the cards for you to win, if you're going to win, you're going to win. That's what I think. Hey, Roxanne, good evening or good morning, actually. Rebecca Torrey, never bought a lottery ticket? Really? Now's the time. You can win $1 billion, over $1 billion. Just get a quick pick. You get the mega with the mega plier. $2 for the mega, right? And then add the mega plier to it. And it's $3 a ticket. So what the mega plier does, it multiplies the winnings by either somewhere between 2 and 5 times. So I believe for last week, I think it was a 3-time mega plier, which means it'll turn the lottery winnings from 800 million, times 3. And that's what the mega player does. And you'll be set for life. No question. If you win, first thing you do is get an attorney, start a corporation, open a corporation right away. You're going to need a tax shelter. Talk to a professional if you do win. Don't just go and cash your ticket. You got to cover yourself. You have to not let your real name come out because people will come out of, eventually it'll leak. When they see a new Ferrari in your driveway or whatever, it'll get out and people are going to come at you, that long lost cousin or whatever. Uncle Sam, you want some kind of tax shelter a little bit, start doing that. Do that first. So you might have to hang on to the ticket for, a couple of weeks. And if you do go to a bank, Like if you're like really in a hole, you can go to a bank and say, "Hey, I got the winning ticket, but I gotta, talk to an attorney." They'll give you money if you need money. The guarantees. Obviously, you won the lottery, you're going to pay them back. They'll give you cash up front. Or if you go to an attorney, chances are he'll get you money, and he'll be able to get you some to get started. Abel and I did a show on this too a few months ago about where you won the lottery. Now what? Very interesting. Yeah, if you don't see me streaming it Sunday morning, Sunday or Monday, or I might be on a beach somewhere. With that kind of money, I might go buy a small island or something and just disappear for a while. No, I always said if I won a big giant lotto, I want to open up a no-kill shelter, an animal shelter, dogs, cats, or whatever. No-kill shelter. I want it to be as big as a freaking Walmart or bigger, and put them all over the place. We get people to work there. They volunteer, and the food companies donate food. If not, we'll figure out how to buy dog, cat food, that kind of money. And you get people to work there, take care of the animals, go out. I'd get a team of people, go out and find all your stray dogs and cats, get them in there, and they can live their whole life not worrying about, we got to put down a dog because we don't have the space or whatever. That breaks my heart. So I would open up like the largest no-kill animal shelter on the planet, and I want them all over the place. Wherever there's a problem like that, I want to put one near there. That's what I want to do. Yep. But we can dream. We can dream. So go buy your lottery tickets. It's on Saturday in Mega Millions. I think it's at $1 billion. $1,200,000,000 right now. A lot of money. A lot of money. I mean, you can take care of a lot of people forever. You can change people's lives with $10,000, giving a gift of $10,000, $50,000, whatever. You could change a lot of lives. So, yeah, it's something fun, distracting to do this weekend. But do it early. Buy your ticket before. I think the cutoff is like 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. So do it before that. You got time. Today's only Friday. You got Friday and Saturday. Yeah, I think I would open up a restaurant too. Yeah, definitely St. Jude's is one for sure. St. Jude's, absolutely. And, cancer research. Definitely put money into something like that, but I want something legit. If you watch that documentary called What the Health, it's on Netflix. The Cancer Society actually promotes foods that are not good for you. The same thing with the American Heart Association. See all these recipes for foods that are not good for you. Unless they've changed it since the movie. But watch that movie. That'll open up a lot of eyes too. Before when I keep saying, oh, don't eat meat. We're not made to eat meat. I know it's easy to say, right? But we're not made to eat meat. And the same thing with milk. I made my milk comment last time. Milk is not for us. Cow's milk was made for baby cows. It was not made for humans. So watch that one if you haven't seen that. We can discuss that also. What the health? Oh no, what is it about dandelions? Pork, you shouldn't eat pork for sure. Eggs, protein, I guess. But milk, stay away from milk. Don't need it. Really don't. Your kids don't need it. Milk is full of hormones. Talked about this before. Little young people are developing a lot more. Females, a lot. developing at a very young age, growing up fast. Why do you think that is? Mary, what the heck are we supposed to eat? Yeah, plant-based diet, believe it or not. Plant-based diet. Roughage, lettuce, greens, vegetables. That's what we're supposed to eat. Meat is for animals that eat other animals. That's why they got teeth made to chew on raw meat. Those teeth are not made to chew. I mean, it makes it easier, but animals don't cook their food before they eat it. They kill the animal and they're eating it and they're tearing apart raw meat, raw flesh. So they have to have their teeth a certain way. Ours aren't made for that. And humans, we're not fans of eating raw meat. So they started cooking it. Make it easier for us to chew and digest. So I'll tell everybody, just quit drinking milk. Don't feed it to your kids. There's other ways to get protein, calcium. Don't eat milk. Man, I'm almost tempted to stream that movie too, but I don't want to get a copyright strike. It's so interesting. Don't drink milk. No, it used to be 2 glasses a day. Gotta drink your milk. You know how much crap they put in? Cows get injected with so much vitamins, antibiotics, hormones. All that filters into the milk and comes out in the milk and gets in the carton that we drink. Hey, don't talk about my dirty eggs, Ileana. Anybody else do dirty eggs and bacon? Does anybody know about this phenomenon of dirty eggs and bacon? It's pescatarian only. Fish is no good for you. Mercury. Yeah, it's true. Too much mercury. Anybody do dirty eggs and bacon? You guys know what I'm talking about? Nope. Really? No? Oh. Anybody do bake eggs sunny side up? Sunny side up? All right. First, you cook your bacon. Got your pan. You got your little bit of oil. Your bacon is cooking. Make it as crispy as you want. Take your bacon out. Now you got oil in the pan. Sunny side up eggs right in there in that oil. Fry your egg. Taking your spatula and kind of coating your eggs with the hot oil from the bacon, the grease from the bacon. Oh, man, it's so good. Serve it on a plate next to your bacon. Dirty eggs and bacon. Dirty eggs, they call them dirty eggs because the bacon greases over them. Yeah, dirty eggs and bacon. Dirty eggs is cooking your eggs, your sunny side up eggs, in the bacon grease. It's a thing. So good. It'll change your life. Well, bacon is good on, with anything. But, yes, do that. So, yes, leave my dirty eggs alone. Obviously, control your bacon input. You don't want to eat too much of that stuff, right? In moderation, it's one thing. Never heard of eggs and bacon? I like eggs in the middle of the bread like toast. Oh, I've seen that. Haven't done that yet, but I've seen that. I see it on TikTok and all these little videos. Yes, that's what it's called. Dirty eggs and bacon. I mean, really, I prefer scrambled, but I like the fancy hotel scrambled eggs, where they're not totally dry. They're still they're a little wet, but they're not raw. They're just not totally dry. And don't chop it up like you're making freaking ground beef out of eggs. Don't do that either. That's no good. That's horrible. You guys go to Denny's or IHOP. When you order your eggs, whatever, make sure you say, shell eggs, please. Shell eggs. Otherwise, they're going to give you the liquid eggs in a bag. Always ask for shell eggs or real eggs. I say shell eggs. They know what I'm talking about. So are you a sweet tooth kind of guy? Not anymore. A few years ago, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And so I've really had to change my lifestyle and diet and what I eat, what kind of sugar intake. My favorite poison is regular Coke, but in moderation. So I try to have one a week. Sometimes I'll have McDonald's and I'll do a Coke. But I used to love eating tiramisu. It's so good. 31 flavors. Anybody have a Baskin Robbins around them? Orange sherbet. Orange sherbet ice cream is so good. I love it. But I'm not big into sweets a lot. I like a good cheesecake for sure. Coffee, cream and sugar, definitely. Try not to put too much sweetener in there. I like the sweetener. It's called Italian sweet cream. Coffee Mate makes it, I think. Real good. Baskin Robbins at the airport? What the hell airport are you at that they got Baskin Robbins at the airport? I love orange sherbet. I know it's not ice cream necessarily, but the orange sherbet or the, what do they call it? Superman sherbet. It's real good. Just had that last week. I have one of those because there's not one here by me. So whenever I travel, I'll have one of, I don't know, once every few years, I'll get to do an ice cream sherbet, orange sherbet from Baskin Robbins. Diabetes. Diabetes is not hereditary. All right? It's not hereditary. It is. I'm like repeating myself 3 times like somebody we know. Diabetes is not hereditary. You do not get diabetes from eating sugar. You get diabetes from eating saturated fat. That's how you get diabetes. Once you have diabetes, now you have to watch your sugar intake. Right? Yes, some kids are born with it. That's different. You want to prevent your kids from getting diabetes? Cut out all the processed foods and the saturated fat in the foods. You know, pizza, all these microwave meals, you know, the little pizza thingies, what are those called? I forget. Frozen pizza, you know, this processed meat, fried foods up to yazoo, saturated fat. Cheese is horrible for you. Cheese is horrible for you. Look at saturated fat. Saturated fat is how you get diabetes. I said this before. I get pissed off when I'm at the grocery store, H-E-B or Walmart, even whatever, and the family's there all together, and there's nothing but fruit drinks and red-colored drinks and all these processed foods so they can feed their kid. They don't have to cook. You're not cooking for your kid. You're heating for your kid. So you're not you're a reheater. So all you're doing is heating something that's frozen. How's that healthy for you? It's not. That's how your kids get diabetes. That's how your kids get diabetes. Saturated fat. So when you're looking at labels, I don't have anything food-wise here. When you're looking at labels, look at saturated fat. Quit frying foods. I haven't had fried chicken here in the household in a long time. What I do eat, I like French fries. Once a month, maybe, unless I go to McDonald's or fast food or dinner out. You know, I get the French fry option, but I try to keep the fried food intake down. Oil's not good for you. I don't care what it is. Oil's not good for you. Oil's not good for you. Quit frying foods. don't fry chicken. Today, Ileana's asking about that. Today I had, for breakfast, I had eggs with Mexican chorizo. That's what I had for breakfast. And for lunch, I went to, I had a Philly steak sandwich, which was all right. It wasn't great. I think they bring a little skimpy on the meat. That's what I miss about Chicago. Even New York and Boston, you get food. They pack your sandwich. You get food in there. But I had that, and it was okay. That's somehow something I ate there made me upset today. That's why I was pretty much out of commission all day long. Bread, you don't want to eat a lot of bread. You don't want to eat cheese. Yogurt is no better. Believe it or not. You know, people think, well, you're not going to be strong eating, you know, lettuce and spinach all day, every day. You're going to reduce to, well, look at what, have you seen a gorilla? You seen how big a gorilla is? They don't eat meat. Plant-based diet. Look how big a freaking gorilla is. How big they stay. Yeah, I'm not saying I eat perfect every day. And not, you know, I go through a phase where I'm like, I gotta start eating more lettuce. Okay, so I'll have a salad twice a day for like 3 or 4 days in a row, and then I get tired of it. And then just start, at home, you make a hamburger at home. I don't do a hamburger with bread and everything. I just do the hamburger patty. And I'll eat that either by itself or with a little bit of rice. But I can do the patty with A1 steak sauce. And I'm okay just like that. Cut the bread out of stuff. Dietitian said, don't eat, eat only part of the bun. Only eat the bottom bun or something. Or only the top bun. Don't eat both pieces of bread. Ultimately, it's all about portion control. Chinese buffet? Nope. Unless you can keep yourself to one small portion plate, but I know you can't. That's why it's called a buffet. It's all portion control. My doctor, my most recent visit, when I did my, when they checked my A1C, I'm going to get checked again in September, October, something like that. So, he lost some weight. It's portion control. He goes, you can eat whatever you eat. He told me, eat whatever you want, but eat half of it. Like, okay. Eat half. So if you like your plate with whatever, brisket or let's just say brisket. Normally what you would eat, you fill up your plate. Texas, we're going to fill up our plates, right? Yeah, don't do that. Do half of it. Whatever you eat normally, cut it down to half, and you'll lose weight. Portion control. One doctor told me, only drink clear liquids. Only drink clear liquids. And he was talking about water. I'm like, can I drink 7-Up? He said, only drink clear liquids. So I'm not exactly sure if I can drink 7-Up or not. Add water and drink a glass of water before you eat. Drink a cold glass of water as soon as you wake up in the morning. It's a Japanese thing. Activates your something, and something having to do with your thyroid or something. Have a cold glass of water in the morning as soon as you wake up. I know, buffets are hard, right? I know. That's why you can't go to them. I used to go every other week. And now I can't remember the last time I went to the Chinese buffet over here. Months ago. Was it this year even? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was this year. I think I've only been there once this year. But that's bad because you fill up your plate. It's never good. Then you make more than one trip. Or you only make one trip? Okay, but then you stack the plate up this high, right? Think about your kids. Let's go back to your kids. Saturated fat. Stop processed foods and saturated fat. Lunchables. Frozen pizza. All those any microwave meal at all. No, and I'm just going with the hardcore stuff. Milk, yeah, cut that out right away. Don't feed your little kids Cokes. Stop that. You're making them. That's a lot of calories. Sugar will make you fat. So try to promote water more. And one little bottle of water a day is not enough. Oh, I know. We got this thing here called barbacoa. Technically, it's like barbecue, supposedly. It's like brisket. And they do it traditionally, like on Sundays only, but now it's available more all the time, anywhere. It's so good. It's like a shredded meat. It's a combination of different parts of the cow, of beef. Oh, man, it's so good. Can only have that once in a while, though, because it's fatty. It is not good for you. Quit frying your foods. Quit frying chicken. Don't fry chicken. Air fryers are supposed to be better. I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. Wings. All right. Don't kill me. My cardiologist said, because I had a full run up 2 years ago. Pipes are clean. Everything's good. He said, "Oh, you can have wings." I was like, "All right." He goes, "Don't eat the skin." You're going to eat wings? Don't eat the skin. I know. Eat all the wings you want. Don't eat the skin. There are two young people, much older. They're moved out and they're doing very well. They live in Dallas and Miami. They're grown up already. And trying to pass all of this info to them too. Like, one of them she's gonna start to prepare to get ready to have a kid pretty soon. Planning all that. Her biological clock is ticking real strong right now. So I'm like, come on, hurry up. And so when that happens, I'm going to try to make sure that child gets a special diet. I want to keep all these chemicals away. No milk. I don't know. I'm not informed well enough on, okay, well, if you don't feed them milk, breast milk, fine. But like regular milk or formula, whatever, I don't know. That's going to be something for her to research. Anyway, quit feeding your kids processed foods. Nothing frozen, nothing microwavable. If it's already cooked and prepared, it's processed. Come on, spend the time. Make food. Make salad for your kid, but throw in some pineapple pieces in there or something, or mandarin slices, or throw them in there, or some nuts even. Make it a little bit interesting. Chicken is no good either. No good. They're injected with too much crap. Same thing, hormones, hormones, vitamins, things that they give the chicken to make them bigger. Chicken is not good. I'm telling you, watch the documentary. watch the documentary on Netflix. It's called What the Health. I think it's still on there. And man, that'll mess you up. I mean, it's going to disappoint a lot of people, but it's going to open your eyes. And then he talks about the Susan Komen Foundation and the Cancer Foundation and the Heart Association. And it's like, whoa, this is all about money. This is all about money. So that's a good one to watch too. See if you can watch that this weekend. You might not like it to hear what a lot of what's said there, but you know, he does it in a good way. He does it in a good way. Never watch anything Manny recommends. You want to be healthy, right? I guess, you know, the one main thing, portion control. You know, eat half of what you would normally eat. You know, your kids like a big bowl of cereal, right? And then when they're done, they'll add more cereal and put more milk and eat more cereal. Don't do that. Have them tell you know what? Only do just the one and leave it at that. Drink water too throughout the day. Your body will adjust to it. It will. It will. Oh man, Michelle, organic grass-fed beef. I started buying that last week. There's a huge taste difference. It's so good. It is very good. I know. When I tell you to don't eat meat, I'm just saying that. I'm not stopping eating meat right now. If I become a vegan or vegetarian, I'll let you know. I don't think any of you will be alive by that time, but nearby. But grass-fed beef, there's a taste difference. It's really good. It's a little more than a regular pound of ground beef. I think they're about $7, $6 or $7 for 1 pound of grass-fed beef. Totally worth it. Totally worth it. Cut back on bread. Don't eat so much bread. There used to be a time where I get this warm loaf of bread, and in the morning I'd go get it, and then come back with butter on it, eat it with coffee, and I could finish half that giant loaf of bread. It's no good either. That's no good either. I know, and I would do the cereal thing too. It's just, yeah, I'm telling you. But you know what? And if not for yourself, for your kids, so that they don't grow up and you don't want them to be diabetic. You don't want them to have heart problems. Quit frying foods. Quit serving processed foods. Look at the saturated fat of everything you buy. Start doing that tomorrow. Start looking at everything. Especially all those, the pizza thing, frozen pizzas. And don't get me wrong, I like my occasional frozen pizza. And I used to do them all the time. But it's been months. I think it's been months since I've had one. I'm trying to make certain changes while being realistic. I mean, I'm not going to become vegan right now, or I might not ever, but I might be close to it, you know, and eating more greens and that kind of thing. Yeah, the chicken is not good. And ground beef, the real best way to do ground beef is to go to a butcher shop, buy a chuck, and tell them, here, can you ground this for me, please? That's the best way to buy ground beef. That's the best way to buy ground beef. Instead of those rolls that come, you know, Walmart, you got those rolls in plastic that are, it's not that much more expensive. Go to your butcher shop, ask for whatever pounds of chuck, and have them grind it for you, ground it, and they'll do it, and you'll see the taste is so much better too. Mexican bread and coffee. I know it's so bad for you. I know it is so bad for you. And fish is not that good either. It's something about the mercury and the kind of fish, tilapia. Nope, don't do it. You know, shrimp and all that. I love fried shrimp. Oh, man, I love fried shrimp, but it's not good. And then fried, right? I try not to eat fried foods, but I'll eat fried shrimp. Maria, yeah, you're gonna go. Oh man, Manny said this sucks, but just to back me up, watch that documentary. And I wish Abel would have made it on. Abel's a meat eater, but his wife is vegan. I mean, vegan, complete vegan. So it's always interesting to hear that dynamic, you know, from somebody who's vegan and somebody who's not in the same household. And yeah, that's interesting. So anyway, the lesson for the night, saturated fats, thumbs down. Milk, no good. Cheese, dairy. When you're sick and you have a cold, stay away from dairy. Don't drink milk. Don't eat cheese. Dairy produces mucus. When you're sick, you don't need more mucus, right? So stay away from it. Stay away from it. Stay away from it. Just watch a documentary. It'll go into it better than I'm just giving you these points that I heard. And you remember the movie Super Size Me, right? The guy who ate McDonald's for a whole month, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Remember that movie? Yeah, that dude got sick. He was sick at the end of that 30 days. Yeah, steam your veggies, definitely, for sure. You know, I never used to like broccoli, but now I like broccoli now. Because one day I'm like, oh, God, I got to eat this crap. And fine, give it to me. And I just started, and now it's no big deal. You know, I got over it. You know, the first few minutes of discomfort, I got over it. But you know, at the same time, everybody's bodies are different. We're not all the same. No two people on the planet are exactly the same. In the documentary, Super Size Me, they talked to a guy who ate at least one Big Mac a day his entire life. The dude was like 50 years old. He loves the Big Mac. He would eat sometimes 2 or 3 in a day, but at least one a day for his entire life. Dude's skinny as a rail. He's got no cholesterol problems, no high blood pressure problems. How do you explain that? The same way you explained, you know, your grandma was a chain smoker since she was, 12. And now she's 97 years old and she's still puffing away. I mean, she may have the cancer or may go from the cancer, but 90 years old, smoking all that time? Everybody's different. Everybody's different. Yeah, canned vegetables are no good either, for sure. Growing your own stuff in the backyard is the way to go. Even stuff like herbs and stuff, you can grow them inside the house, I think. Yeah. All right, a couple hours. It's now 2:30. Now I'm getting a little sleepy. I'm glad you guys are here to spend some time and just hang out for a while. Just talk whatever. But do that homework I told you. Watch the state of Texas versus Melissa, and then we'll discuss it. and watch What the Health. We can discuss that as well. And the Chris, I think it's called, was it An American Family or An American Murder? I got it right here. It's on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, it's called, American Murder. The Family Next Door. That's what it's called on Netflix. Very sad. Real freaking sad. So we'll get into that and some other stuff we got coming up. The whole VT thing, it's already getting to that. We're starting to fade already. The same repetitive stuff. It's pointless. I do have just a reminder, Manny's merch. You can get some cool phrases. I've got some cool t-shirts on there. So check that out when you get a chance. And I appreciate your donations or whatever you did. Much appreciated. And I think I'm going to call it a night. I think I'm good. In reality, that means I'm going to go to bed and turn on the TV and watch for another couple hours probably. So, yeah, it does get to that point. It's just and it was going to happen eventually. Just get bored of the same thing over and over again. So, all right. I will see you guys again, most likely tomorrow or later today, Friday. And I'm sure Bam will be with me as well. I tried to reach him a little earlier, but I know he's passed out already. So, everyone have a great night. If I didn't call out your name during the roll call, I apologize. I see you guys all there. But thank you so much for spending some of your Friday morning with me for some pillow talk. Just talk about nothing. Just talk about whatever. It's always fun. Once in a while, you got to do this. Everyone have a great night. And we'll talk to you later today.